Let's get ready for a spicy vinyasa. We'll get started down in downward facing dog. Big toes towards the top of the mat. Pointer fingers just spiraling out slightly. Let's engage Uddiyana Bandha and begin to bring body, mind, and spirit all onto the mat. Trying to shine the backs of the hips open towards the sky, pulling the femurs back and pressing the floor away. From here, inhale, lift your right leg sky high, three-legged dog. Exhale, let's bend the top knee, look under that left armpit. Option to take some circles with the ankle if you want. And then from here, pull the knee forwards, nose to knee. We're gonna stay here for 3, 2, 1. Drop the foot in between the hands, drop the back knee. Hook the thumbs, open the chest, great big exhale. Crawl your way back to a half split. Inhale, roll your way back forwards. You're gonna press into your warrior 3. Biceps come up by the ears. Lots of energy in those back toes. From here, hands come to heart center. Let's tuck the left knee behind the right, come into a Shiva squat. So a deep, deep bend in that right knee. You can even try and tap that left knee on the mat. Awesome. From here, let's rise up, biceps come by the ears. Left knee is drilling up towards your nose. You probably won't make it there. And then hands come down to heart center. Extend those left toes back behind you. Find yourself in a high lunge. Arms come up by the ears. Inhale, lift the chest here. And then exhale, bow your way forwards. Come high on the back toes and float the arms up behind you. Inhale, rise back up. 2 more like this. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, rise. Catch hold of the left wrist. Let's take a big side body bend. Find a nice long stretch all the way up that left side body, maybe even left quad. Undo the side bend. Drop the back knee for 3. Rise back up. 2. Rise. 1. Rise, open up warrior 2. Good job. Inhale, exalt your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. From here, drop the left hand down. Right arm is going to reach up. You're in a side plank, Vashisthasana. Awesome. Right hand comes down, left arm comes up. Vashisthasana on the other side. Back to high plank, grip with the fingers, shift the weight forwards, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Good job, couple breaths here. If you haven't already, you can awaken that Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, lift the left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the top knee, look under the right armpit. Circles with the ankle if you like. Exhale, pull your way forwards, nose to knee. You're gonna hold it up there for 3, for 2, and 1. Drop the foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Hook the thumbs, open the chest, great big exhale here. Crawl your way back for a half split. Keep pulling that left hip crease back. Roll your way back to a high lunge. Biceps come up by the ears. Then you're gonna shift your weight forwards. Find that warrior 3. Maybe you use the hands to help, maybe you don't. Keep rolling the right hip down. From here, tuck the right knee behind the left. Find your Shiva squat, deep bend in the left knee. Maybe even trying to tap the right knee on the floor. So good. Step it back, find your lunge. Biceps come up by the ears. Inhale, lift the chest. Opening through the heart. Let it feel good. And then exhale, come high on the back toes. Float the arms back up behind you. Bow your way forwards. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. One more. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Catch hold of that right wrist. Take a big side body bend here. Stretch that back knee. Keep pulling the left hip crease back. And then undo the side bend. Drop the back knee for 3. Rise. 2. Rise. Left hip crease pulls back. 1. Rise. Awesome. Open up, warrior 2. Feel your strength here. Feel your power. Energy in the fingers. Inhale, exalt. Exhale for extended side angle. Keep spiraling that left knee out. Right hand comes down. This time we step back into a downward dog. And then take the left leg up, back, around for wild thing. So instead of a side plank, instead of Vashisthasana, wild thing on this side. Back to your high plank. We'll take a chaturanga in between. Grip with the fingers, shift the weight forwards, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, complete the vinyasa. Downward facing. Okay, other side, lift the right leg. Exhale, bend the top knee. Work your way around for wild thing. Back to high plank. Grip with the fingers, shift the weight forwards. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good job. From here, gaze goes between the palms. Rise on the toes, bend the knees, hop to Malasana. Hands to right center. Sink the hips down nice and low. And I'll turn so you can see this one. We're gonna take our left hand over to the right ankle. Right arm up overhead. So you're using this left shoulder to help coax the left knee out to the side. Center. Other side. Hands come to heart center, and now I'll take the biceps by the ears, drill down with the heels, rise up nice and slow for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips go forward at the top of the mat, back down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Sink down onto the hips, come into your boat pose or Navasana. You can use the 2-piece fingers around the big toes if you want, or you can keep the biceps up by the ears. Either way, find a little upward facing dog in your chest. See if you can flatten out the low back. So good. From here, drop that left leg, bring the right leg into the chest. So we are turning this leg out sideways. So an option here is to take the left elbow crease and bring it to the outer edge of the right foot. Just make your way into this half compass pose. You can rock a little bit here if that feels good. Maybe find a little bit more movement if you like. And when you're ready, we'll switch legs. You guys know where we're going? You're not sure? And when you're ready, release that leg. Let's shift our weight forwards. Come back to your Malasana squat. And you're gonna lean forwards here. So maybe the toes turn a little bit more towards the top of the mat. Send the hips up. Keep the upper body nice and low. From here, you're gonna take your right hand behind the right foot. You want about 2 inches between your thumb and your heel. Now that might differ based on your body. Same thing on the left. So trying to snuggle those shoulders under the legs. Then you're gonna sink the hips down, send the toes up towards the sky, or cross them in front of you for Titibhasana or Firefly. Stay here as long as you like. We'll do about 3 or 4 breaths. And when you're ready, sink back into boat. From here, cross the feet, roll your way forwards. Back to downward facing dog. Right foot steps forwards, find your pigeon. This class was spicy and now it's losing some of the spice. We're coming down into sleeping pigeon. Take whatever props you need here. One of my faves is taking a block or just a little boost, like a blanket under this right hip. And that just makes this pose a little bit more accessible if you are tight through the hips. From here, swing that left leg around so it's in front of you. Take hold of the outer edge of that foot. And then we're going to come into a twist. So you're holding onto that leg, trying to look towards the back arm. Now remember, that's not the objective. The objective is to feel a little opening in that left leg. Beautiful. Release the left leg, leave it in front of you. Pick up the right knee. Right arm comes up overhead. Internally rotate the right arm, turn the thumb down. Vinyasa. Can reach for the wrist behind your back. Or maybe you're reaching for a strap, a belt, scarf. Do not fret. These poses become easier when you practice them. I always find it funny when people say, oh, I'm not flexible enough to do yoga. Well, you don't go to French class if you can speak French. Like, that's what we're here for, you know? Silliness. Okay, release that leg. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, lean your way forwards for a forward fold. Walk the hands back in. And then you can take your pointer fingers to face the tail behind you. Lift the hips up, find your inclined plane. I absolutely hate this pose, but we're gonna do it anyways. Lift with the chest. Here for 5 breaths. So good. Sink the hips down. Cross the feet. You can jump back if that's in your practice. You can take a vinyasa if you want. We will all meet back in downward facing dog. When you're ready, bring that left leg forwards for pigeon. Once again, option to assemble your props to help. And just a reminder that just because you didn't need props yesterday doesn't mean they won't be helpful today. So your practice is ever evolving, changing from day to day. So you don't need to kind of get stuck in your ways. Everything has its own life cycle, and sometimes those are shorter, sometimes they are longer, but try to keep treating each individual practice exactly as that, as an individual experience on the mat. From here, walk the hands back in, swing the right leg around in front of you, take hold of the outer edge of that foot, and look towards the back arm if that's in your range of motion. And if it's not, it's good to have something to work for. Stay with the breath. When you're ready, release that leg. Set it down, pick up the left leg, Vinyasa on the other side. So left arm comes forwards, thumb turns down, and then look for the wrist behind the back. It's okay if you haven't found it. It's okay if you're using props to help you. It does not make it any better or worse of a pose or worse of a variation. The best pose is the one that helps your body, and it would not help your body to jam it into something it's not ready for. And release. Bring that left leg forwards now, and then take the legs a little bit wider than they were last time. So you can have about 2 feet between the legs, or you can go wider than that, going for a full pancake if you feel ready. Totally up to you, whatever you feel your body needs to kind of slow down and finish off this practice. I forgot I was wearing a mic. I just squished it. Breathe here. And just for a moment here, forget about the form, forget about what it's supposed to look like, and just try to notice your body. Relax the face. Use whatever props you need. Sometimes hands under the chin here is a really nice variation. And when you're ready, walk those hands back in. Make your way onto your back. We're going to take a supine twist today. Option to take whichever you like, but what I will instruct is taking the left leg over the right in a figure 4, and then we're going to rock the legs over to the right side. So that left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. And your spine is twisted, but maybe not as much as we typically would do at the end of class. So if you want a little more, go ahead and take that. If you don't, stay with me. Option here also to take that left thumb into the left hip crease and kind of massage that area with love, with gentleness, not being too hard on yourself. Life is hard enough. You gotta be your own best friend. When you're ready, come back to the middle, switch your legs, and take the other side. Once again, option to massage that right hip crease. And when you're ready, make your way into Savasana. You can take this in whatever position feels good for you today. I'm going to take it in Supta Baddha Konasana. Just before we enter our rest, press into the back of the head, tuck the shoulders behind the spine. Press into the feet, scoop the hips under, so you're making the low back a little longer. And rest. I encourage you not to skip the end of your practice, not to skip your Savasana. This is the main difference between stretching and yoga. This ending, this rest, is kind of the portal to all of the other things that yoga offers. In the West, we offer people the opportunity to discover yoga through asana practice, the physical practice, which we just finished. But there really is so much more to this practice. I encourage you, if you are having trouble staying here, to remind yourself that your worthiness is not dependent on your productivity. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. And that if you're only seeing yoga as a great workout, a great way to get more limber, then you're missing out on a lot of what this ancient practice has to offer. When you're ready, introduce some movement back into the body. You can roll your way back onto your side, coming into a fetal position. And then make your way back up to your seat, your Sukhasana. And you can bring the hands up overhead. Take a nice big stretch. Inhale here. Exhale, palms come down to heart center. Closing the eyes, the highest in me bows to the highest in each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. If you guys liked class today, please subscribe or let me know in the comments, whichever you feel more aligned with. I'm Jody Scarrow from Escape Roots Yoga. If you want to see more from me, you can find me on Instagram at Escape Roots Yoga. And yeah, I'd love to get a DM from you guys, like saying you took class. And I love teaching yoga. I want to continue to offer classes every Friday. So looking forward to hearing from you, and see you next Friday.